The wait is over. The talking is done. 60 years of history have led us to this grass in Santa Clara, California. Today, the world stops to watch two titans collide for the ultimate prize. On one side, the AFC champion New England Patriots, a dynasty reborn, led by the phenom Drake May and the grit of Mike Vrabel, chasing a record-breaking 7th Super Bowl championship. On the other side, the NFC champion Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold's unbelievable redemption story meets the relentless new age Legion of Boom. It's a rematch a decade in the making and the ultimate quest for the Lombardi on the biggest stage in sports history. You are locked into Clearing the Bench, and this is Super Sunday Takeover. ETB's coverage of Super Bowl 60 starts right now. Hello, my friends. Only 2.5 hours until kickoff from Northern California. It is a special hour, bonus edition of Press Row, your front row seat to all things sports media and sports business. But today, talking all things Super Bowl 60 and some other hot commodity talking points across the sports world. That, of course, is Nick Morgeson in Plainview, New York. Callum McClurg, about 8 hours south of Santa Clara, California, here in San Diego on a beautiful, pristine, sun-filled day of February 8th, 2026, on the day of Super Bowl 60, coming up at about 3:30 Pacific live on NBC. You know, Nick, I was thinking about this last night and even this morning, because later today we have a special Benchmarks episode coming out at roughly 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And obviously, people know that I don't really care for the NFL after the team or the Chargers in the league left my market. But even like today, it felt like you were still waking up on Christmas morning. Even as someone who has not watched the NFL product in 9 years, you still kind of get that feeling of like the buildup to the crescendo of Super Bowl Sunday. You know, the pageantry, the commercials, halftime, the game itself. And even as a disgraced former NFL fan, it's still hard not to like get excited about Super Bowl Sunday, even after not watching the product, though, for as long as I have, though. But Nick, grateful, though, to be a part of the program. Feel very privileged, though, to be able to come on here on Super Bowl Sunday here on ETB and do what we do best with sports business and media as we lead up now, again, about 2.5 hours away now from kickoff from Santa Clara. But good to see you, my man. How we doing today?
I'm good. I love Super Bowl Sunday. I know it's not your favorite day of the sports calendar, but it's an interesting day for the sports media scene of things. Like, you always look at what Andrew Marchand and Jimmy Traina and all those guys are going to say, like how the Super Bowl broadcast goes. How many times is Chris Collinsworth going to say, and here's a guy?
Or how many times he mentions Pat Mahomes?
That too. But you know what? We're going to get into kind of the ridiculousness of 11 hours of Super Bowl coverage, which we're not going to give the whole thing away because you're going to get to hear it at about, 6 p.m. Eastern today?
Yeah, in about 2 hours. Literally right before kickoff is scheduled this afternoon.
So you'll get to hear the pop-up circumstance of, and it was funny because I said, oh, let's have Callan do it because he doesn't watch football, or NFL football, I should say. Because you know what? He'll be able to give an honest take of it since he doesn't watch it anymore. And I was like, all right, and you actually did a good job on it. I was like, all right, I can get down with this. And that's going to be a fun special to kind of take a peek and gander into. You should, because we spent a little bit of time really putting that together and making sure we give you a quality product. But we have a lot to get into within an hour to about an hour 10 at the most, because I actually want to watch the game. And
Obviously, I would hope so.
and we have plenty of other scheduling after us. Obviously, like I said, actually, this is good. Still to come on Clearing the Bench, Benchmark, 6 p.m. Eastern, which is our one of two audio shows that we have on this network. And then after the game, probably closer to 11 o'clock, I'm going to say, because again, the times were a little murky when it comes to the Super Bowl. 11 p.m. Eastern time, approximately the Super Bowl post game. And then after that, if you didn't get enough, Olympics from the bench. After that.
Oh, and there's a lot to talk about after the third or fourth day of competition from Milan Cortina, but we'll save that though for later. We will obviously talk about Lindsey Vogn's injury that, of course, has kind of captivated our minds today. The first American gold medal and all that, though. But that is, though, later on, proceeding in about 9.5 hours. With that, though, Nick, this is kind of in a way a bit of a spoiler, though, for our benchmarks episode, just a little bit. About the context about how this day has gone. I literally woke up this morning and looked at the guide, literally, Nick, from I think 11 a.m. Pacific or from, not 9 a.m. Pacific all the way till kickoff is just Super Bowl coverage now on NBC. All the Olympics are on Peacock, USA, and even CNBC for curling this afternoon. But I think Nick, to kind of, in a way, spilled the beans a little bit about why, in fact, though, that this is a 11-hour marathon of Super Bowl coverage, just in a way. We have to go back, though, Nick, to 1978 during Super Bowl 12 because of a rained-out golf tournament's final round where CBS had to improvise a 3-hour pregame to fill the void of there being no golf. And they stretched their programming from 30 minutes or an hour to 3 hours. And it proved, though, that it was so profitable, they have never since looked back. However, though, of course, though, Nick, this year, though, is very much unique. We, of course, have the Olympic Games going on, which NBC has the rights to both the Olympics and this year's Super Bowl. So the marathon is serving as a cross-promotional engine for both of the games, the big game tonight, and, of course, also the Olympics. Coverage has been going, Nick, since 4 a.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m. your time, because the Olympic Games, before it shifted to the road to the Super Bowl at high noon, 9 a.m. Pacific. For those who are also curious, a 30-second commercial spot during the first few hours of pregame cost about $100,000. That, though, climbs exponentially to nearly $3 million in the final hour before the kickoff of the game. And then by going to the 11 full hours, the network creates a massive low-entry ad inventory for brands that can afford the $7.5 million in-game commercial spots. So, I mean, that would be basically Budweiser, Bud Light, car dealerships. Obviously, Nick, movie trailers are ones that I always watch out for. Last year was Marvel. This year it might be Star Wars and Marvel advertising. I'm going to assume Avengers Doomsday becomes the very big Marvel product that will be advertised. But also, Mike Tirico is going to call the game from Santa Clara, then jump right into primetime hosting from Levi Stadium at approximately 7:45 p.m. Pacific, 10:45 p.m. Eastern. So, Nick,
He's already. I don't know if you saw it when the opening ceremony happened. That he
was literally on the field at Levi's doing coverage already.
This man is one of the hardest working guys in professional sports. Would you say?
I absolutely love it.
Because think about his schedule. Okay, so he's traveled back and forth between the NFL on Sunday night,
the NBA.
He's the number one, I think, technically for the NBA on NBC. Is he doing anything else? He does golf on Sirius XM.
Golf.
I think he does. I think he also does horse racing for NBC, right?
Does he do any college coverage for them?
I don't think he does any college anymore. But
either way, he's NBC's guy, man. I love it.
I mean, when you make $6 to $7 million a year, they're going to take you dry until you can't move anymore, right?
Yeah. So with that in mind, though, Nick, is the 11-hour pregame show actually serving the football fan, or has it become a content landfill designed solely to bridge the gap this year, at least, between both Olympic viewership and, of course, the ever almighty NFL dollar?
This is not for the fans. Give me a break. 11 hours is so they could sell more commercial ad revenue space. Now, I'm going to take a guess and say that these commercials that air during this 11 hours are probably not as expensive as the ones during the game.
I think they said in the notes section that they're going for about 100,000. I want to say for the hours leading up to the final hour of kickoff. So I would probably say by 2:30 Pacific time, that's when all the big money ads begin to start dropping.
I'm looking to see what the price is for this year. Okay. So for Super Bowl 60 2026, which is now, 30-second commercial spots have reached a record high. Now, keep in mind, most people will take 30 seconds or sometimes a minute, depending on what they're doing. So the average spot is going to cost you $8 million to over $10 million.
What?
For premium slots. That means a 30-second commercial. Yeah, wow. So beyond the roughly $10 million or $266,666 per second for airtime, brands invest millions more in celebrity talent and production. Because remember, all the best commercials have the celebrity talent in it going in. So can you imagine, like, if we had that type of money and we said, we wanted to do a Super Bowl commercial for
man,
Empty the Bench Network? Like, it better be the best.
Where do I sign up?
No, but I'm saying it better be the most amazing commercial of all time. You're going to spend $8 to $10 million plus whatever talent you have to get in to reimburse on top. So we're not talking just 8 to 10 million. We're talking about probably 12 to 15 when you get done.
Yeah.
For like a 30-second spot. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Super Bowl commercials are the best commercials of all time. Like, you and I already saw the new Polar Bear Pepsi commercial that apparently is stealing the Coca-Cola white polar bear.
We saw that, which, by the way, kind of in a way irked me the wrong way. They're spoiling all the fun. Now, thankfully, Budweiser has kind of kept theirs under wraps, though it has leaked. But it already leaked, though, about it's for America's 250th birthday, and I think Budweiser's 150th anniversary, and it's set to Free Bird by Leonard Skinner.
I mean, that was great. Don't get me wrong. But I do agree that it's a little weird that they're spoiling some of the commercials before they come out. Like, I guarantee you're going to see a Doritos commercial because you see that every single year. You'll see plenty of beer ads. You'll see plenty of DraftKings and FanDuel ads. You'll probably see Kevin Hart and LeBron James for DraftKings more than you can probably count.
So, Nick, what they're saying here, with ad slots reportedly hitting $8 million for 30 seconds, brands went all in on celebrity star power and viral gimmicks. The biggest and most talked about commercials from the Super Bowl will include the following. By category, the most popular and emotional is the Budweiser American Icon. Widely cited as the night's big winner, Budweiser returned to its roots for its 150th anniversary. The plot, to spoil it, because it got spoiled by CBS earlier this week. A classic Clydesdale horse protects and befriends a baby bald eagle. They grow up together, culminating in a cinematic moment where the eagle flies over the horse as Leonard Skinner's Freebird plays. A pure Americana play that avoided controversy and leaned into the high production that the brand of Budweiser is known for. I thought it was great.
No, it's a great commercial, but why would you spoil it before?
I blame a lot of that on the networks that spoiled all the commercials.
No, but I'm saying someone had to have had access to get those. You know what I mean?
I think one of the ones, Nick, I've already seen has kind of been the new Uber Eats commercial with Matthew McConaughey, Bradley Cooper, and Parker Posey.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That one's kind of made the rounds a little bit. There's talk of Pringles having one, Emma Stone for Squarespace. Serena Williams might be in one for a GLP-1 commercial.
Gee, what a surprise.
And apparently the two big movie trailers, Scream 7 and Marvel.
Well, yeah, that you can count on, that you're going to get a few movie trailers during the Super Bowl. That always happens. So you're going to see the biggest, a lot of times these big platforms will wait until the Super Bowl because it's like the biggest commercial of all time. I mean, heck, if you're going to spend $8 million, you better get every celebrity from that movie in that freaking commercial.
Interesting. So there's rumor mills right now that Marvel is opting not to air any ads. Now, this is again per our friends at Google Gemini. Despite rumors there was no footage for Doomsday and or Spider-Man, Hopefully that will change, with Disney reportedly deciding to save those for a standalone digital event or a later convention. And also apparently no mention of DC or Warner Brothers,
Yeah,
perhaps.
I'm not surprised by that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like sometimes they try a little too hard with these commercials at times. Like they're trying to gain your attention, thinking that, oh, if we spend $8 million, more people will go watch it.
I think
Like
the only one I've seen so far has been for the new Super Mario Galaxy movie so far.
my nephew wants to see that really, really
Oh, I
bad.
bet.
Like we took him to see the original Super Mario Brothers movie, which in my opinion was a little too long. But um, you know what? The commercials are the commercials. You're gonna see good. You're gonna see bad. Um, it's just a matter of like, are they gonna go way overboard in that regard?
I'm sure there'll be a few companies who do. I think there's talk too of there being some artificial intelligence commercials for either Open Meta or Open
OpenAI.
AI. Yeah.
Yeah, but to kind of answer your question, is the 11th hour pregame show actually serving the football fan or to become a content landfill? It's 100% a content landfill. This doesn't serve the fan at all.
I mean, did you wake up at 7 a.m. to watch the first pregame show?
Hell no, I didn't. I mean, you want my actual opinion? I don't turn it on until 6 o'clock,
I was going to say.
6 p.m. Eastern, because the game starts at 6:30. 6 p.m. Eastern is the true pregame show at 6 p.m. You don't need to watch before 6 p.m. Eastern. There's no need. And it's kind of a waste because do I really need to see the high school and the middle school coach that all these guys had? Or like if there's some inspirational stories, fine. I get it. Like I have NBC on right now next to me, and it's like filled with celebrities. That's all it is. And Maria Taylor, who I love, by the way. And maybe we'll get to that story later because I'm
I was going to
angry.
say, do you want to address that right now?
I could.
We're talking the Super Bowl till the bottom of the hour.
So I'm mad at somebody, which is par for the course on this show. What? So Bobby Burok, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, wrote a tweet which incensed me in a lot of ways, and part of that is because when you write for Outkick, you're a complete dipshit, and what was the word I used? Oh, the narrative. If it doesn't fit your narrative,
Yes.
then it's not allowed. So Bobby Burek was referring to Maria Taylor, who right now, and by the way, did you see she's going to be hosting all 5 hours leading up to into the coverage too?
Yep.
Which, you know how tough that is, by the way,
That's
to
really
host
tough.
something like that? So he wrote, it's hard to watch Maria Taylor, who is very talented, host this Super Bowl and not remember how poorly she treated people on her exit out of ESPN. There's an argument she's the most rotten person of all time. Ask anyone who dealt with her in 2020.
Dumbass.
Sir, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Can we call it a clickbait story?
But Outkick is full of clickbait. Like, Outkick doesn't serve the human interest, as they used to say in journalism and media or digital media now.
Yeah, not even close.
I responded back to it because I thought it was a ridiculous tweet. And I said, this is literally the dumbest tweet of all time. I guess it doesn't matter to you that Rachel Nichols was a jerk and racially profiled Maria Taylor at all.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Bobby, did you forget that Rachel Nichols had a video get leaked saying that she was pissed off that Maria Taylor got to host the NBA Finals over you because it was a diversity move?
Well, that and maybe the rumors of the affair she was having with Jimmy Butler.
Which, again, allegedly, because there's still no
Yes.
proof of it, but we've seen people willing to do anything they have to get the insider information, right? I mean, but
Correct.
it's such a, I don't know, what's the word?
It's an excuse.
Boneless tweet.
Yeah.
Like, boneheaded tweet. because Bobby, you're not going to take into account that she got mentally destroyed basically over over something that wasn't supposed to leak. It wasn't supposed to leak. One of Rachel Nichols' colleagues, who apparently did not like her,
Yeah.
apparently leaked the video. But still, it doesn't mean that Maria Taylor is a bad person. She left because she didn't want to deal with the toxicity anymore at ESPN.
And that's kind of where ESPN has gone, Sally, over these last several years.
And by the way, I think Maria's doing more at NBC than she would have ever been doing at ESPN anyway.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean,
Think about
isn't she hosting everything now for NBC?
So she hosts NBA and NBC studio coverage,
Sunday Night Football,
Sunday Night Football. I don't know if she's going to
college.
be, some college, the W, if and when it comes back.
Yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
But I think she's doing more at NBC than she's at ESPN. The quacks like Bobby Burrock are not going to stop her from working hard and doing her job. But I think it's just an ignorant tweet to say that she's a terrible person. Bobby, show us a tweet, show us a video, show us something she did that made her what you claim to be a bad person and treated people poorly on her exit out. Where is that? Produce that evidence.
I don't have any.
I say this to people all the time. When you say something bad about someone, if you don't have a reason to back it up, don't say it.
Yeah, or one of those where you should learn to think before you speak.
I told you, I had a colleague who used to be on our network here. They used to say, think before, or watch what you tweet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you write stupid shit like this, which has been seen now 75,000 times since about 10 to 2 Eastern, it's just, I mean, you're going to tell me that she's worse than Ryan Clark? And Ryan Clark is still at ESPN?
Oh, I mean, the Ryan Clark thing for me, though, really ticked me off when how he tried to jump over that table on Get Up to tackle Peter Schrager. Schrager's first day on the job at ESPN after the NFL Network deal had begun to be put into place.
Yeah, and I don't know. Outkick I've never liked. I never will like. I don't like Clay Travis. Clay Travis is a quack in every way, shape, or form.
Right.
And he I don't know if you see it most of the time on social media. He's constantly digging at ESPN, constantly when he writes
bingo.
Yeah, and Bobby Burek is going to say that Maria Taylor is a terrible person when Ryan Clark still stands to have a job at ESPN. He should ask Drew Brees what it was like working with her at NBC. That's a fair point.
Very fair point.
But I don't know. That rubbed me the wrong way because that's making a judgment without even knowing what's going on. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, Maria Taylor did nothing wrong. It was other people that were doing things kind of behind her back in a roundabout way, and she kind of, in a way, got kicked to the curb for absolutely no bleeping reason.
I mean, doesn't this feel very Jason Whitlock to you? A little bit.
Could not agree more.
Like, Jason Whitlock will just spew shit out of his mouth and say things just to get views. Why do you think he always goes after Stephen A all the time? And I'm not defending Stephen A, but I'm just making a point that why do you think he calls out Stephen A? Because he knows it's going to get clicked.
Yep.
Oh, let's call out Maria Taylor. She's a strong, successful, and don't take this the wrong way when I say it, strong, successful black woman in sports, in the sports industry, which you agree with me, that's a tough feat in this business.
Is. Could not
I want to
agree
make
more.
sure I say that clearly because people will misconstrue it when I say it. But very successful, tough situation. How often do you see someone like her being successful in this industry? You don't.
Especially with the fact that she began at the bottom as a sideline reporter for ESPN and worked her way to where she's at now.
I think she was on the side networks at ESPN, like SEC Network and ACC Network and all that stuff. To go from there to where she is now, where she's got prominent hosting positions, like, that's why I just think this tweet is ridiculous. And this is why journalistic integrity is like out the window because that tweet was clearly written with an agenda.
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't fit my narrative how she acts. Well, then if I believe it, that means everyone else should believe it too.
Yeah, I mean, Maria Taylor has done nothing but great things in her time at ESPN and what have you. So, I mean, I kind of take that with a grain of salt when it comes to all that sort of
She's
nonsense
doing
going
better
on.
at NBC. What does that tell you?
She's been way better off at NBC than at ESPN.
She's probably making more money at NBC if I had to take a guess too.
I would think so too. Absolutely.
And again, not reaching into pockets, not the reason for that statement. I just think she's doing harder jobs.
Yeah.
Now,
Probably took on more responsibility to be at NBC than be at ESPN.
now people are saying, "Oh, but she's doing studio shows now. She's no longer out in the field being the sideline reporter." Duh. You do the sidelines for years, and then you try to work your way into a studio show so you don't have to travel.
I mean, look at Laura Rutledge.
She's still doing both.
Yeah.
Her and oh my god,
Lisa Salters.
no, NBA, NBA Today, Malika Andrews. She's still kind of doing both too.
Yeah.
Even though I think she's mostly transitioned to NBA Today, but they'll send her out during the playoffs, I think. But these are hard. This is hard work. People don't realize whether you're a studio host, whether you're on the sidelines, you're the captain when it comes to when you're the studio host.
Yeah, you're leading the ship.
Like you and I over the last couple of days, we've been having a lot of discussions because we're restructuring some programming for our NFL sector for next season.
Yes.
And Trevor, who's been great ever since I forced his ass back into content, because I know he can do it well. He knows how to host. He hosts a 1-hour show by himself on Saturdays.
Correct.
That's very hard work.
I mean, even not to do this, but 30 minutes of recapping the Olympics in a very tight window late in the evening as we kind of go into the next day of coverage for the Olympics. I mean, 30 minutes is one thing, though, but, you know, you've done it. I've done it. Oh, I'm sure people on our network have done it, though, too. Writing solo man is hard. And you know what's and I will say this, too. As somebody who has worked in college athletics, doing baseball or softball by yourself with no color commentator by your side, yikes.
Because you have no one to bounce off once a play happens, really. Like
You don't.
Yes, Trevor is awesome at hosting. And so I can say this because we've already confirmed it. He's going to be our new host for Thursday and Sunday streams for Football Night on the Bench. Yes, if it sounds familiar.
Yeah, love the name.
If it sounds familiar, yes, it sounds like Football Night in America. That was kind of the goal, to have it sound like one of the show names. So you will see Thursday and Sunday streams heading into next season. And we were doing Thursday night forecast videos. Those were becoming a pain because they were being sent in right before the damn game, and I had to get them ready. And I'm like, why don't you guys just go live and talk about the game for an hour? That's easier.
Oh, okay.
But he understands hosting. You understand hosting. I've hosted many shows for years. Tom can do it too. Zan does it well. He does a
There's
show by
another
himself.
one.
Christy does it. We're trying to find her someone to co-host Between the Ropes, but no offense to her, but wrestling is just, it's hard to find someone who's a really big wrestling savant in this industry that wants to sit and talk about it for half an hour or an hour.
And you would think that someone would be able to because of how it's exploded in like in new popularity over the last, I'd say, since the digital age began with social media.
Yeah. I mean, you can throw UFC in there, which is, I would say UFC is probably the biggest digital asset right now.
1,000%. Between Zan and Jack and Tom, we're good there.
So, like, I think that's the biggest digital asset because it plays well for clips, except for that stupid thing I saw the other day, this new combat sport where they're running into each other or trying to knock each other over. Did you see that?
No, what the hell?
And like now it's being scrutinized. It's like a new combat sport where like two people. You know, like the jousting, like where you run through each other and you have to knock the other person. This is literally, instead of knocking each other off on the side, this is literally like two trucks colliding, and whoever falls over and whatever win. The winner that doesn't fall over. Like, how is that not a lawsuit waiting to happen?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know, but hosting is hard. Okay, I want people to understand that even with music shows on the radio, it's hard because I used to do a 3-hour show by myself once a week in college radio, and I planned everything from the pop culture stories to the top 40 music. I did a countdown in the second hour off the Billboard, which I would curate through. And also, I didn't do the petty pop culture bullshit that most of Hollywood would do, where, oh, well, the Kardashians are at it again, or all this nonsense. I never did that. Yes.
Per reports from On3 on Twitter.
Is it the real one?
Yellow check mark.
Yes. Okay.
Official. The North Dakota State football is joining the Mountain West Conference starting this season.
Oh, you must be thrilled.
Well, it gets one of the juggernauts out of the FCS ranks for where my school plays football.
By the way, you want to talk about
what? North Dakota to the Mountain West Conference?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
By the way, you want to talk about awkward as part of the Super Bowl coverage. So, Robert Kraft, obviously the owner of the Patriots, who's 84 years old, this is a rarefied air walking around with his wife. But here's the interesting scenario, okay?
Oh, boy.
He's 84. She's 52. My math states that that's a 32-year difference.
Sheesh. And here we talk about Belichick and Jordan.
What is this, like running the Patriot history here? Like,
I guess.
I just don't get how that happens.
I don't either.
Because she's still got time. Life. She's going to get all his money.
Money?
And then you said this one over here. Parking price for the Super Bowl is $400, by the way. Like, holy shit.
And for those who don't know, too, Levi Stadium shares their parking lot with a theme park in Santa Clara.
They do?
Yes. California's Great America.
Well, I'm assuming that's probably not open today.
I think they're actually shutting down operation, like closing permanently, I want to say, or they already did once the new year hit.
I thought that would have been perfect having a football stadium near them, wouldn't it?
I would have thought so too. All right, Nick, let's go from all things football quickly to some other hot stories around the sports world. New evidence has been unsealed, though, Nick, in the indictment of Emmanuel Clase, the former disgraced Guardians closer. But new documentation now alleges that Guardians closer Emmanuel Clase may have manipulated, Nick, nearly 50 other major league games, far more than the 9 games initially unsealed by prosecutors. A filing made 3 days ago reveals that federal prosecutors now accuse Clase of throwing what they're calling suspect pitches in at least 48 other Guardian games over the last 2 major league seasons.
I'm a dumbass.
Given he appeared in roughly 200 games in that span, he allegedly rigged 1 out of every 4 appearances that he was in. Prosecutors allege that Clase coordinated with bettors in the Dominican Republic to manipulate prop betting on the speed and location of his pitches. The indictments further identify at least 250 other pitches where bets were placed, with Clase often throwing rigged balls in the dirt on the first pitch of an at-bat. Teammate Luis Ortiz, accused of rigging just 2 games, is now petitioning to have his case severed from Clase's, with his lawyer arguing that being tried alongside a man with 26 months of alleged criminal conduct would be inherently unfair. The bettors allegedly won over $460,000 on these manipulated wagers. Clase, despite being on a $20 million contract, allegedly received thousands in kickbacks for the alleged botched pitches. Nick, if Clase was allegedly fixing pitches for over 2 years under the nose of the league, does MLB now have a blind spot in its betting monitoring software that specifically ignores relief pitchers in prop bet markets?
And we could technically add another story to this show too, because this falls under the category of Giannis now having
The role with Polymar or Cauchy.
He's an actual investor now and owns a market share in Cauchy.
Which, by the way, the timing of that though was impeccable. An hour after the NBA trade deadline passed.
Oh, I said that to DMart last night on Lounge, that you're telling me after he finally said, "Oh, I'm staying here," there was a market up for whether Giannis was going to leave, and there was a lot of money on it. And then all that, you're telling me that he had no idea that was up there. And then it gets announced afterwards that he owns under, because the rule is in the NBA that for gambling stuff, and this should not be allowed.
I agree.
But apparently you're allowed to own under 1% of any gambling venture.
So does he have like 0.99% of Cauchy?
It doesn't say what, it just says under 1%. But by rule, and this is a dopey rule by the NBA after what we just had happen with an NBA gambling scandal, that you're going to allow a player to own investor share in a prediction market. And by the way, and I can give two shits because Novik screwed us, so I'll say every bad thing in the book about them now. But they used to get mad at me, if you remember, because I accidentally would say betting or gambling. And what was do you remember what they told me I was supposed to say?
It had to be
plays.
Yes.
Okay, but that's not describing the action that you're doing. You could say, "Oh, I'm making a play on the horses."
Yeah.
Does that really mean you're betting?
I'm making a play on the Seahawks -4.5 to beat New England.
Hey,
for
Cal,
example.
by the way. Oh no, there's two Cals here. Oh God. But the reason I bring that up is because it has to do with this slightly too. Because if you're going to allow players to have the ability to own, even though it's under 1%, which is minuscule in the look of things, how do you stop things like this incident with Emmanuel Clase, who was making, well, he wasn't making the bets. He was just, I guess, in tune with whoever was making the bets. And you could say the same thing about Chauncey Billups. Now, he was coaching when it was happening.
Coaching. It's different than playing the game. Absolutely.
A little different. Well,
Terry Rozier, Jonte Porter, for example, Clase, Luis Ortiz.
This is going to be a problem until they put a rule in place. And I'm not talking about just baseball or the NBA. This needs to be a blanket rule across professional sports that you are not allowed to do any gambling whatsoever. Screw the NFL. This is the one time I'm going to say screw the NFL when it comes to
welcome to the dark side.
So their rules with gambling. Well, do you know what their rules are with gambling? Because when I tell you, you're going to think they're effed up.
Yeah, it's been 9 years. Can you refresh my memory?
You are allowed to gamble in any sport except the NFL.
And I think when we talked to Brad Evans of BetMGM, he said if he was commissioner for a day, 3 strikes you're out. You can wager as long as it's not on your sport or your team.
But why even take that risk? Remember when the whole thing broke and we had to change our whole episode to talk about?
Well, we had that, and then we had the other sidebar, Nick, which was the college basketball point shaving scandal involving all these 12 different, not big name colleges.
By the way, the timing was impeccable on that too. When the NBA scandal broke, that they approved college players at the time to go gamble.
Then they had like a 30-day restraining order put on it. Then they allowed it to go full speed ahead, I think.
No, then they pulled it back, knowing what happened.
Pulled it back again, yes.
But this needs to stop. No more. And I'm sure people are going to get mad at me and say I'm gatekeeping against the players.
The only one who's going to get upset at you is DiMartino. That's it.
But, and him and I discussed it last night, actually, on the show. and my opinion has not changed still, that if you're a professional athlete, no gambling.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if it's another sport. Because, and I said like LeBron doing DraftKings commercials with Kevin Hart. And I get it because technically he's not promoting NBA bets. But you don't think it's a little weird that he's still promoting like NFL betting? You're telling me he doesn't have power and connections and pull of friends in the NFL to get information?
Oh, of course. And that, Nick, kind of leads me to the Clase thing to tie it in real quick. Because I want to kind of veer off and take the take the fork in the road or go around the roundabout. I kind of, in a way, feel the other 48 or 50 games, and this is just my thought because I've been, kind of piecing this together. This feels like a slight overreach because how do we not know? Or how would we though with the naked eye be able to actually tell if he was intentionally throwing a ball in the dirt and not, the ball slipping out of his hand, for example?
You mean if it's just a slip as opposed
That's
to him?
where I think it's a bit of a gray area to attach 48 other games to his documentation or indictment.
Yeah, but you have to remember also that this tracking software situation now, they were using a lot of these leagues use tracking software to track if guys are faking account names and they can figure out if these are actually professional athletes. That's different.
But I mean but in a way for me as, lifelong baseball fan, former player myself, I pitched at one point in time. Who's not to say, though, that, you catch a spike and you throw a ball in the dirt. Now, all of a sudden, Nick, is every single ball in the dirt now in every major league game going to become under scrutiny? Like, oh, my God, he's gambling on the game.
No. I mean, is it going to be speculatively that way?
That's what I meant. And I'm like, do we have to watch every little minute pitch of every single game, even in spring training in 2 weeks with so much, like, oh, my goodness, what's going on here? A guy threw a ball to the backstop.
Speculatively, you're going to have to, because everyone's going to assume the worst now. Like when we see bad calls in the NBA and the WNBA,
If we see Alex Kemp make a bad call in about an hour and a half plus time, it's going to come under fire.
Well, because gambling's attached to everything now. That you and I have been saying that since we've started this show, that gambling makes people crazy people. Like, oh, well, I had all this money on the game and it's the ref's fault. It's the player's fault. Or my favorite, let me go DM the player who dropped the pass and say, give me my money back.
Yeah.
No, sir, you chose to make the bet. They didn't force you. Like, I'll tell you right now, I have the Seahawks minus 4.5. Am I going to be mad if they lose? Yeah, but I'm not going to go and
you're not going to go jump down your former quarterback's throat on social media because they lost the game.
Gambling is meant to be fun. Like you take a chance on something.
And that's what we tried to build during our time having Novik as a partner here before they chose to ditch California and New York.
Right. And I look at gambling as you do it based off what you know best with the games. It's all these other gambling influencers.
Thank you, Cal. You're the one that's going to lose, not the player of the team or the coach. Exactly.
Exactly. It's right. Like, who was it, the story that we talked about in baseball? What was it, the White Sox player?
It was Ketel Marte of the Diamondbacks who was verbally harassed about his dead mother by a White Sox fan because of a wager that he had put on the
parlay,
game.
Right? If I'm not mistaken. Like, grow up. First of all, if you want small betting advice, I'm not an expert by any means, but parlays are like the worst percentage of hits in gambling. You're better off just playing one play or 3 separate plays so you have a chance to win them all, like I did for the Super Bowl. Like I took one for Seahawks minus 4.5. I took one for the under, because you could still win one of those separately if one doesn't hit. So parlays are the worst, and it causes people to be assholes. And if the outcome doesn't go your way, you move on and you try again. Like that's it. Like
You fall off the bike, you get back on it and keep riding.
Right. I mean, but the Clase situation, like, he deserves to go to jail. Like, and I'll tell you right now, like, if this is all true, that he allegedly, what was the word you used? Allegedly fixed 48 games?
Yes.
If he fixed 48 games, or not fixed, he
intentionally threw balls in those games.
He intentionally threw pitches a certain way because it was taking money. That's illegal gambling. And two, that's a crime and he needs to go to jail.
Yeah.
But the problem is he's an athlete. And what do I say every time about an athlete who does something? Yeah. So I love when like these cases come out and they say, "Oh, well, they have the chance of serving a 8 to 10 year maximum jail sentence." You really think that a former athlete's going to serve 8 to 10 years?
No.
Or any athlete is going to serve 8 to 10 years of jail sentence. Those lawyers are so good that sometimes they get them out of the punishment.
They do.
Look what happened to Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
I mean, Trevor Bauer's never going to play in the majors again, but
neither will Julio Urias.
But if I'm not mistaken, Trevor Bauer got his money too.
Yeah.
And actually, didn't we just recently have another situation in the NFL yesterday with the Atlanta Falcons?
We had one there, and then we also had Gavin McKenna, who's the very prized potential #1 overall NHL draft pick, who had charges of assault drop per Front Office Sports after I think the story got misconstrued.
Well, he's still under fire for misdemeanor cases.
Yes.
I'm trying to find the player from the Falcons, but it was a domestic violence situation, and the reason it stood out to me was the girlfriend is a WNBA player.
Oh.
So I'm trying to... Oh, here it is. James Pierce Jr. got arrested. I don't know if you saw this yesterday. So keep in mind, he's 22 years old, number one. So the 22-year-old edge rusher faces charges including aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, stalking and fleeing police after allegedly ramming WNBA star Rakia Jackson's car with his Lamborghini.
Oh, shoot.
To stop her from reaching a station. Then crashing during a pursuit, officers took him into custody near a Doral intersection. I guess that's a place, maybe in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Sources say he also struck a police officer's knee while a gun was drawn.
Good grief, man.
A judge set $20,500 bond Sunday and ordered him to stay away from Jackson, dismissing NFL status as a factor. Thank God someone finally dismissed the sport as a factor. Oh, yes.
Breaking news from Italy.
Yes.
Team USA has their second gold of the Olympic Games.
Really?
Thanks to the quad god Ilia Malinia. His routine helps Team USA hold off Japan to win their second gold of the day and of the Olympic Games per The Athletic.
All right, so we're getting up there in the medal count, it seems like.
So 2 golds already for Team USA today. We'll have more about that on Olympics from the bench at about 10:30 tonight on the West Coast.
Yeah, so apparently Rakia Jackson they're afraid for her right now. This is what some of the reports are saying. This is why the NFL gets a bad rap, but at the same time, is it wrong?
Right.
It's not wrong. The reputation that the NFL gets, that there's a lot of domestic violence that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, stop that.
Yeah, Nick, we'll stay in baseball. This one, though, Nick, is very much a bit of an intrigue. But both the Los Angeles Angels, please go to something other than LA, and the Atlanta Braves reportedly now in talks to form their own independent television networks following the collapse of the Main Street Sports Group's RSN model. Sources have told numerous outlets that the Braves are leveraging their massive Braves country footprint spanning several southern states to launch a new standalone network. Reports suggest that they may collaborate with a national streaming partner like Amazon or Apple to serve as the main distribution backbone. To make the networks more viable year-round, the Angels are right now talking to the NHL's LA Kings, while the Braves are looking to partner with the NBA's Atlanta Hawks, which comes as all 9 Major League Baseball franchises departed the parent company of FanDuel Sports Network on February 1st While teams like the Cardinals and Royals are moving to MLB Media, like the Padres have, the Angels and Braves are choosing to retain total control of their own local Shield equivalent. Nick, by trying to form their own networks, though, are the Angels and Braves building the future of hyper-local media or taking a massive financial risk by assuming they can find distribution without a major RSN partner for local TV broadcasting?
So this is part of the conversation. We're going to talk more about this on Wednesday.
Yes.
Sure. But this is Rob Manfred's stupidity speaking up right now, where he came out and Evan Dreilich said it to AJ Brzezinski on Foul Territory. We talked about
it a little bit last Wednesday,
where he basically said, "Oh, well, Rob Manfred wants to control all the local rights of Major League Baseball. So is it a democracy or is it a dictatorship?"
I think it's a dictatorship, it sounds like.
It shouldn't be.
Yet it is.
Rob Manfred is the commissioner. His job is to run the sport, not to steal everybody's rights and demand that we put them all together. The Yankees, this is gonna sound like a broken record, but
Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox,
Mets, Cubs, Phillies. You really think they're gonna give up their RSNs?
No.
Especially because the team owns them too, for the most part.
Yes.
This is ridiculous. Now, you had teams like Cleveland and Colorado, Seattle, Arizona, I think also.
Yep.
They all left their deals. Now, some of those were FanDuel Sports Network.
Yes.
Because Main Street basically is almost underwater right now. Actually, they basically are underwater because they gave up all their MLB partnerships, right? So I don't know how you fix this. People think, and this is a perception that we need to talk about too. People think, well, if you're not on a network anymore, just go make your own network and go make your own thing. Guys, it's not that simple.
It's not that easy, exactly.
It costs hundreds of millions of dollars. And then you have to babysit more because it's your own network.
Correct.
Like, people say, oh, but what about Yes? What about the Yes Network? The Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network. Guys, it might be owned by the Yankees, but it's not a Yankees 24/7 network.
Yeah, they have other rights, like with the who
Nets.
else plays on Yes? The Nets.
They put some college basketball on there because of the Fox, because they're technically owned partially by Fox too. They'll put on some other things too. They have other programming on it.
I mean, for example, look at MSG.
Again, owned by James Dolan. And what do they have? They have Knicks, Rangers, and then they do some other back programming. I'm not paying $100 a season. Sorry, not going to happen. Okay, so Cal's talking about, I think, the ESPN thing.
2 paywalls now for Major League Baseball next season.
Is that's for the ESPN? That was the thing I mentioned to you before the show, right?
Yes. So in a way, they're copying the former Major League Soccer season pass model on Apple TV Plus.
Actually, I just pulled the story up so we can. So it says, if you want MLB.TV this season, you'll need to jump through ESPN hoops. Now, we talked about the first part of this story already, that ESPN bought out MLB.TV. As Cal says, that's BS. I agree.
All in favor.
Now, think of this as essentially what UFC was doing with Paramount Plus, but you only need to pay for one time.
Yes.
When you had to get UFC on ESPN Plus, you had to pay twice
to get the pay-per-view. The main cards were always behind the pay-per-view paywall.
Right. Now that for Paramount Plus, like I have Paramount Plus, I've been watching every UFC card easily now because I have Paramount Plus, and you don't have to pay an extra level to see the numbered cards anymore. And
to that point, I didn't pay for Apple TV Plus to watch MLS games last season because you had the extra paywall to buy MLS season pass. They retracted that away. Now you just have to buy the Apple TV Plus subscription to watch the games, though. But as I long told Nick, I would either be at the game at Snapdragon Stadium for SDFC, or I would listen on the radio, as Cal said, on the iHeartRadio app on AM 760 or on 95.7 FM. So this story was updated about 15 minutes ago.
This post has been updated to clarify current MLB.TV subscribers that are set up for auto renewal will not need an ESPN Unlimited subscription this season. So if you had MLB.TV already this season,
Yep.
you don't have to, I guess, make that secondary payment. What else we got here? Initially, the idea was that fans would not need to use MLB's app for MLB.TV. They could simply purchase the product through the ESPN app and watch games there. That changed shortly after the deal was announced. For at least the 2026 season, fans will be able to purchase MLB.TV directly through MLB's platforms. But there's a catch. Even fans purchasing MLB.TV through MLB's platforms rather than ESPN will still need to be ESPN Unlimited subscribers to purchase the package. In other words, MLB.TV is now behind a double paywall, which one paywall is bad enough.
Two of them, though, is asinine.
Here's how it works. You'll need to purchase MLB.TV, which is priced at $150 per season, which in the long run, that's not a lot of money. Because you have to break that down over how many months is the season?
6 months plus the playoffs.
Well, I don't think the playoffs count towards the MLB.TV. So if I do quick math in my head to what?
I don't know.
I'll do it this way just to make it easier. $25 a season, a month, which is not bad.
Okay.
For new subscribers, and $135 for returning subscribers. So if you're returning subscribers, you get $15 off the price. In addition to ESPN Unlimited plan, which is $30 per month. So in essence, you're gonna have to pay $55 a month if you want MLB.TV through ESPN.
Emotional damage.
To be honest, though, Callan, I don't think that's as bad as it is.
No, I don't think so. And maybe because I'm in the small majority where I still have cable and the Padre games are on cable television via the, Padres.tv, brought to you by UC San Diego Health, because they were on TV. Plus they have, the 10 games on like channel 8, channel 6. Here though, I'm very interested about. This is a gamble. I don't know if this is going to pay off though, and especially though, just from my backyard, literally, the Angels partnering with the Los Angeles Kings when you literally have another franchise in your market right across the freeway from you that's already killing it on Victory Plus. It just does not sit right with me.
There's another.
But I get what they're trying to do though. I just don't know if this is really going to pan out though.
There's another catch too. So,
now
there are some caveats. MLB.TV offers a free month of ESPN Unlimited upon signing up. MLB.TV subscribers can cancel the ESPN Unlimited subscription during their free trial and still retain access to MLB.TV through the entire season. Likewise, if you already have access to ESPN Unlimited through your cable, satellite, or virtual TV provider, there's no need to pay the extra $30 per month. Additionally, if you are an MLB.TV if your MLB.TV subscription is set to be auto-renewed from last season, you will not need an ESPN Unlimited subscription. That's a little bit above our pay grades, all that. What? Now, Cal says over here, rigged. For Mariners TV, it's $100 a season, which is 62 cents, which is like 62 cents a game. Okay, but you're a more generalized fan when it comes to baseball, meaning you're a Mariners fan. You want to see all the Mariners games. So I get that. But for baseball, I think people want to see as many games as they can if you're a baseball fan. So $55 a month is really not expensive compared to like say you're just an MLB fan and that's what you want to watch. Cal, I hate to say this, but pay the $55 if you're a baseball fan, because as long as you don't need Prime Video or ESPN Plus, Peacock, you're not with. Now I know Cal's an NFL fan, so he probably has some of those other platforms that you need to watch the NFL. But say you're just an MLB fan and that's it, Paying $55 a month is really not horrible. And you're getting all the games on top of it. So it's a matter of give and take. What you want to pay, what you value. And you got to think of this model now with streaming as kind of like a la carte
Yes.
a little bit, where you go up to the buffet line and say, oh, I want this food, this food. I don't want this food. I hate this food, so I'm not getting this. What is this? National executives also? What do you mean, Cal?
National exclusive games is what he means.
Oh, exclusives. Okay.
So Fox, NBC.
Well, those you can watch on TV if you have TV. If you still have cable or YouTube TV. Now, I have YouTube TV, but I can't watch the S Network because the S Network does not come on YouTube TV.
Wow.
They get SNY, but they don't get the S Network. I'm not a Mets fan, damn it.
But you're a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Well, yeah. The NBA is different, though, because now you have 7 days of national games regardless.
Yes.
But
by the way, I did see the breakdown for Yes, for those that are wondering. The Yankees own 26% of Yes Network.
That's it? That's all they own now?
26% Yankee Global Enterprises, 20% Main Street Sports Group, 15% Amazon, 13% Blackstone and Red Capital Partners, Mubadala Investment Company.
Wait, you said Main Street Sports Group?
20% ownership of Yes.
The ones that are having the issue right now? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I also forgot about the Liberty and New York CFC.
Yes.
They're also on the Yes Network, which, by the way, that's the only title right now pretty much standing in New York.
Yeah.
Well, both. Actually.
Both. Liberty and New York City FC, yes.
Who would have thought that, right?
Soccer and women's basketball.
But that's shocking. I didn't realize that the Yankees were down to 26%. Now, I knew about the Amazon thing because over the next couple of years, the percentage shift keeps getting higher
for Prime Video.
Now, I want to look that up to see how many, because this will be a telling number. How many Yankee games, if I can type, how many Yankee games are going to be on Prime? Oh my God. I'm pulling a U. I can't type right now. Prime Video in.
It's me at like midnight trying to get through a small market edition episode recording.
Okay. So approximately 20 to 21 New York Yankee regular season games are expected to be exclusively on Prime Video. Now, I read that in the next 3 to 4 years, they're talking about possibly like 100 games on Prime Video.
Damn.
Now, I don't know how true that is. I'm trying to see if I can find that out. If they actually can expand on the deal or not. But can you imagine you would ever see the day a ratio where the streaming partner has more games than the actual RSN itself?
No.
Now, to Cal's point, because he was asking about Seattle, what was the name of it again? I forgot the name of the network.
Root Sports.
Oh, Root Sports. That's right. Root Sports, I think, just didn't have the money. They couldn't afford it anymore because they weren't making enough ad spend to support it.
Yeah.
I think they both mutually walked away from one another.
I think they did, yeah.
But they just couldn't. But I think Root also said, look, we can't afford you anymore. We're not getting any ad spend from people watching on TV, so we're just going to call it quits. But what was the name that we said that Rob is putting all the rights on? It's called MLB Local,
Project
right?
30.
No, but I thought they also said MLB Local.
Something like that. I don't remember.
Let's see. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred aggressively restructuring local media rights, aiming to control all 30-team broadcasts by 2028.
Good luck with that.
Again, New York, L.A., Philadelphia,
Chicago.
Boston. You really think they're going to do that?
No.
And then the ones I had said, the Padres, the D-backs, the Rockies, the Guardians, the Twins, and the Mariners. And by the way, I think the Twins are up for sale, right? Or did they sell?
I think they may have sold. I forget. The Padres are still up for sale.
But Diamond,
We'll have more about them being sold, though, on Wednesday.
But Diamond Sports Group, which is the whole Main Street debacle, which, by the way, that I wish that business would go away and like shrink and die, because they've screwed up a lot of shit. Like
yeah.
When it comes to the RSNs and FanDuel, and I mean, they're talking about FanDuel TV going under.
Yeah.
I mean, DraftKings Network essentially has gone under already. Yeah. The only thing that they've kept is networks of shows that do their own in-house production now.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when DraftKings Network came on the scene and like they were throwing money at everybody and they were actually producing some of the shows?
They were.
Now they were able to keep Le Batard because he does his own production stuff. They kept very few things under the DraftKings Network umbrella, as long as they don't have to produce the content. FanDuel, I don't know as much, so I don't know. But this is a problem, and I just don't know how they're going to fix it.
Yeah, I don't either at this rate. With that in mind, Nick, one last story for the day, though, over in college athletics. Looking at some data, Nick, involving the NCAA versus the state courtroom. But with that in mind, though, Nick, while the NCAA has won the majority of eligibility cases in federal court within the last 2 years, 26 out of 47, athletes, though, have had a better rate, though, in state courts at 60%. Just this week, Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar won a 15-day restraining order in a Knox County court to secure his eligibility for the 2026 season. Federal judges often defer to institutions like the NCAA to avoid micromanaging sports. In contrast, state judges, who are often local and less bound by antitrust precedent, are focusing on individual harm and breach of contract. Nick, if the state courtrooms continue to dismantle the NCAA eligibility rules case by case, is the national governing power of the NCAA effectively dead, replaced by a patchwork of 50 different legal standards across the country?
This all goes back to the NIL nonsense again that we're talking about. I mean, you're welcome, Cal. Maybe we'll see you later when we do the post-game show stuff. This falls the same thing as Trinidad Chambliss, who, by the way, finally got rejected for another year of eligibility. And thank God, because that would have set the most ridiculous precedent of all time. I'm going to say this to you, and I think I said this to you last night and a few nights. Screw the NIL. I'm done with it. I'm hand up. Originally, I was for it because I said the players. Originally, the reason the NIL came out was because of the video game. That's why the NIL came out. Anyone who says it was just because the players started a cult or whatever and said we're going to go after the NCAA, that's wrong. It's wrong. The NCAA was using all their names in games, and they said, and the players were like, how come I don't get to benefit from my own name being in a video game? That was wrong. I will give that to them. And then they went through a couple of years where they had to like blank out all the players' names in the games. I don't know if you remember that or not, but
yeah, vaguely.
And then it became a whole thing. All right, now we got to allow name, image, likeness. Go out, get your deal with Popeyes or Nike or NASCAR. I saw a few of those actually. WWE I saw also. And now it's gotten out of control. It's completely out of control. These guys are trying to leave deals that they signed to go to another team 1 year into like a 2-year deal, which can we just admit it's free agency? Because that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well at this rate, Nick. And yeah, I mean, we are in the wild, wild west, as I think we've heard a lot of the college basketball coaches, which we'll talk more about on Wednesday. We did see video that Charles Diabaco, the embattled Alabama star, was serenaded with G League dropout chants at the last game over the past weekend. Yeah, I mean, I at this rate, Nick, I think it's more than likely that, I mean, sadly, it's going to be here to stay, but there's going to be no right way to legalize it, put a cap on it, what have you, especially if that settlement ever finally gets taken care of.
I mean, and when you look at that situation and you say, is this a bad look that a college, I guess you could technically call him a pro because he got drafted. Like, I'm going to take advantage of the system and I'm going to go back and play college basketball. And by the way, and usually I don't say this because it's not nice, but like he kind of deserves to be booed.
Yeah.
And
I think any of the players who defected to the G League deserve to be booed. And I would not say that as someone who works in college athletics, though. But like I said, though, Nick, I saw this firsthand when USD played Santa Clara with Ray Darlin, who was a former member of the NBA's Delaware Bluecoats, who I'm like, son, you shouldn't be here. Like, you should be in Delaware playing in the NBA G League, trying to make it to the 76ers roster, finding a deal somewhere else in the G League, not beating or not taking advantage of the broken system that it is right now to make a few extra bucks.
And that's the problem. Like when you saw the Trinidad Chambliss case, like he was trying to take advantage of loopholes, which we're going to line back. And the judge was an idiot, by the way, saying, "Oh, well, we'll put an injunction in place and you can play until we figure this out." That's not how that works.
We had that, and then I think we also, Nick, had that one was the main one, and then I think there was one more. It just left my mind about these sort of ordeals, and I think it's gotten more out of control, though, Nick. With I think call them old hags or washed up coaches, though. But when a lot of the big name college basketball coaches are calling out the system, there's a problem. And I think once more college football coaches start calling it out for what it is, then we can probably maybe have a good conversation about it, honestly.
But I think, like I said, I've changed my mind on NIL. I think we should just get rid of it because there's no way to police it. Like
there isn't.
It's like a bad version of cryptocurrency. If you remember when cryptocurrency dropped and like
thanks a lot, FTX.
And there's really no rules. Well, it's gotten better. They're starting to regulate it. It's still not perfect. Like you could still do some pretty shitty things like with crypto. I mean, heck, you could create bench coin. That was the joke Tom and I used to make constantly that we're gonna go create our own cryptocurrency. Yes, NIL is completely out of control.
I feel bad, by the way, for whoever is in charge of the NIL collective at all these schools.
It's a job. It's literally a job.
I know. We have one at my school, and it's got to be one of the most tiresome jobs probably in the entire athletic department, if you ask me.
Well, you know what's funny? They call them GMs. Which
I think is also stupid.
First of all, a GM classification means that you're supposed to be running every part of the team, not just the NIL collective. And I thought I saw a week or two ago one of the GMs that was running the money or whatever got caught stealing some of the money. I can't remember who it was, but and they made a big deal. Like they did a whole headline press thing, like saying that they had to fire the GM or
press release.
And I'm like, really? You're going to waste valuable digital real estate on saying you fired your GM who was in charge of your NIL collective? NILs are more trouble than they're worth, in my opinion.
And until the system gets fixed, we're all screwed.
Because I get it. I know why they did it. Players were not happy. But at the same time, would you agree, though, that there's no drive now to get to the NFL because you could just make 7, 8, 9 million, or like in Carson Beck's world, I think he made 11 or 12.
Yeah.
That's more than some NFL players.
Yep.
Think about that. Carson Beck is making more than some guys in the NFL. I also think they should have a rule that NIL money can't be more than the NFL.
Or that they have to actually play out the contract if they sign and that they cannot transfer until they're done and out of the system.
Okay, but here's the fucked up part about that statement, and it's not your fault. I'm just saying generally with
Yeah,
that statement, it's not supposed to be a contract.
exactly. But they treat it like it is a contract.
Oh, well, you know what? We'll just call it NIL to make it look like it's a school structured thing. But behind the scenes, we're treating it like they're free agents and they're getting sponsors and they don't have to go to class or whatever. Even though in the rules for the NIL, it states you have to go to class to get an NIL deal. That's why I wonder how Trinidad Chambliss, he's going back for his 7th year. You're telling me he's going back? Why? You're going to tell me that he's going back because of the schooling?
Please give me a break.
Or my favorite, Carson Beck. Remember the statement he made to the media?
Yeah,
When he was talking
I
about
graduated
the
2 years ago.
And I'm like, how are you still collecting NILs? How?
Yeah.
Because by the letter of the law, and I'll look this up one more time. Do you have to go to class to collect NIL money?
Yes.
Yes, college athletes generally must be enrolled as students and maintain academic eligibility.
And we talked about that last Wednesday regarding the fact, or 2 weeks ago, regarding Carson Beck's commentary. So, like, okay, what are you doing, though, to keep up the academic side of your end of the deal?
Well, look at this. Requirements typically include full-time enrollment. 12
Again,
plus
that's still,
credit.
again, that makes no bleeping sense.
So how could he graduated 2 years ago and still be making $12-13 million? How?
Yeah, tell me how that makes sense, please. I'll wait.
And I think there's
One eternity later.
I think there's GPA requirements too. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
look.
there is. Yeah.
Student athletes must maintain full-time status, 12 plus credits, and meet a minimum GPA requirement between 1.8 and 2.0 plus. So as low as 1.8 and then over 2.0 plus.
That makes no sense.
And it says NCAA Division 1 requires a 2.3 GPA.
Yes.
Which, by the way, what is a 2.0? 2.3? That's
C
that, a
plus or
C
better,
plus?
I'd say. It reminds you know what it reminds me of?
What?
The movie Coach Carter with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah. But think about that. All you need is a C to gain that money?
Like, come on, you guys. It's not that hard.
It says athletes must pass a certain number of credits, 24 credits per year to stay eligible.
Jeez.
So how is Carson Beck doing that right now?
I don't know.
And it
I
says,
literally have no idea.
this one makes no sense. While attendance is not legally mandated for NIL, failing to show up can lead to academic ineligibility. So doesn't that mean just show up?
All you got to do is show up and punch your time card. Come on, man.
And
It's
some
not
of
that
these
hard.
guys making millions of dollars to show up to school. Can you imagine, like, say you were back as a baseball athlete, still
Yeah.
cool, and someone said to you, "All right, NIL, $5 million. All you have to do is show up and get approximately a 2.5 GPA."
Oh, okay. Where do I sign up?
And that's my point. Like, if you can't maintain a 2.3, which
What are you doing with your life, man?
I'm assuming that's a C minus, I think, like GPA.
Gotta be. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a ridiculous thing, and I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Before we go, official picks for the game since I have it. Do we have a Super Bowl banner or no?
No.
Oh, we don't. All right. So I don't know if has the line moved. Let me check that very quickly before we get out of here. If I can open my app and it doesn't give me a hard time. There we go. All right. So the line has not moved the entire week. I can confirm that now.
Wow.
Which is not abnormal. Seahawks -4.5. Over under 45.5.
Hmm.
I think the Seahawks win this game. Sorry, Ben. Ben was the only one on forecast. I picked the Patriots, but it wasn't at a
Gee,
bye.
pretends to be shocked.
No, but I got to give him credit though. Like he didn't do it in a biased way. Like he really gave a lot of good reasons. And who knows? The Patriots could walk out and win this game because I think this is going to be a defensive battle for sure. It's going to be a long game. As Christy says, JSN for MVP. Yeah, I think it's either going to be JSN or Sam Darnold. Usually the quarterback is the one that survives as the MVP of the Super Bowl most of the time. Unless JSN comes out and has like a 150 to 200 yard game, I think Sam Darnold will win the MVP. Just from my perspective, I would take Seattle to cover. I think Sam Darnold is healthier, in a much better situation, better arm. Drake May has no injury designation, which is great, but he was fighting shoulder injuries all week. He was sick at the beginning of the week with the flu. So who knows if he's 100%. But like the play I took on forecast, and I'll take here, I'm still taking Seattle -4.5 to cover. I would take the under 45.5. I just don't think 46 points is going to get scored in this game. You have the number 1 defense and the number 5 defense going up against one another. So that's kind of how I would look at it.
By the way, Breezy Johnson broke her gold medal today after winning her event on the ski slopes today.
Oh, she Pete Webered herself.
She jumped for joy, and the damn medal came off of the lanyard.
Oh, like it didn't actually break. You're saying it just fell off the...
It fell off, I guess, like the whatever they use for the to put it on the lanyard. Yeah, it broke in. And legendary former swimmer and figure it out host Summer Sanders even commented, "It will get fixed. Congrats. Welcome to the Broke a Medal Club." Apparently, she broke a medal when she was competing for Team USA back in the Summer Games.
And the reason I called it Pete Weber is because I don't know if you ever saw the clip many decades ago. I think when he won the Tournament of the Champions, I think the first time, and we're talking about like the 70s or the 80s, when the trophies were not as solid as they were now. Like he had a trophy where it looks like it's held together, but if you turn it, the top part falls off. So he went to like hold it up, and the top part went off, and it splattered into a million pieces. And they caught it on TV, which was
Did she say what Weber said? Oh, you
God.
mean this?
I'm a dumbass.
Oh,
God.
God.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
I'm telling you, I'm going to find a way to get him on this show. And then you and I can feel succeeded after that type of interview.
Can you please say the famous line for us now live on the air?
Oh, I'd die. Like literally, I would. Like
I'll even do the Gary Thorne impression. A strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. A strike could claim it. And he got it.
Yeah, God damn it. Yes. I'm so mad they bleeped that out though during the
Oh man, it's so good.
God damn it is not a curse word, okay? Like give me a break.
Maybe on Sunday it is. Oh wait, today is Sunday.
It is Sunday. All right. Want to go over the programming one more time just so people can find out what's left for the rest of today.
Yeah, two more shows for the Super Bowl coverage, and then go back to Olympic game coverage.
Yeah, so benchmarks. What is it? The 11th hour.
The 11-hour marathon.
11th hour marathon, which is part of what we discussed in this show, but you're going to get more in depth of the history, how it started, how a golf tournament turned the NFL into 11 hours of endless, annoying pregame coverage, read by yours truly over there, who could care less about football now.
Yes.
Which I think is just the irony, and that's why I had him read it.
I did, but trust me, I did have fun talking about how the game is morphed into what it is.
So make sure you check that out. And then post-game coverage following the game, probably approximately 11 p.m. Eastern time, probably. Ben Cruz, Tom Albano, I'll probably stop by for a little bit. Christy said she might stop by. So there'll probably be a bunch of us kind of reacting to the game, and either Ben's going to be disgruntled or almost unbearable. One of the two.
Trust me, you get a full week of unpacking of the game starting on the lounge on Monday night.
Yeah, so you'll do it. We'll do it on ETB Sports. We might do a live show this week, depending. I don't know yet. And then we move on. Football, as it is done officially for the rotational part of the year. Wait, that's music to Callan's ears. No football?
Finally.
I could be on other shows now?
Finally.
I could take a week off and you can do a show with Zan?
Finally.
Or you could be on with Nick DiMartino on moving the goalposts?
Finally.
If you get a word in.
It's true.
I want to put him. What was the name of the guy from the FedEx commercial? That he was like he's the fastest talker in history, or
I forget his name.
But he could say like 160 words in a minute.
It's crazy.
Can you imagine saying 160 words in a minute?
No.
That's like a full-blown paragraph.
Pretty much.
I wonder if you can even understand the words at 160 words a minute.
It's crazy.
Imagine having to try and count that.
No.
And do they count like stutters and all that stuff?
I don't think so.
Can you imagine if they
that'd be
did?
stupid.
It probably sounds like when Callan hears me editing on Premiere or Audition, and I'm scrolling back and forth. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. Right, but we got all that coming up, and then we move on. The NBA now takes the high road. Some college basketball, baseball is now coming back in the forefront. Are we ready for baseball?
I can't believe we're already here.
I'm going to work on some baseball guests too. There's some guys that I like Brian Hoke, who covers the Yankees. I've spoken to him before. I've spoken to some Mets guys before. I don't know. Oh, I tried to reach out to Jesse Rogers, but apparently the email I had for him didn't work anymore. So that was a bummer.
Yeah.
But that'll do it for this episode of Press Row, which is actually good because we're good. Now you have an hour officially to get ready for the game. So make sure you get your food ready. We're having nachos, like dressed up nachos, I like to call it.
Burgers, chips and dip, brownies for dessert.
Yeah. We still have the cake from my birthday from before. So there's a lot of food. And yes, the one time of the year I'm actually going to have a drink or two while doing something.
What?
Nick drinks?
It's a miracle. Christie's doing pizza.
Oh, you need wings. That's the winner, even though we haven't done wings in many years. But you think Buffalo Wild Wings probably does good on the Super Bowl?
Oh, I think B-Dubs and any pizza joint does good business on Super Bowl Sunday.
What about chains? Like national chains?
I think so.
No, I'm saying which ones. So B-Dubs is one.
Domino's, because they sponsor the NFL probably.
Domino's, Papa John's.
Maybe Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Do you think people do that on the Super Bowl? I don't even know.
I don't see why not.
And then what are some of those other burger places? Oh, Shake Shack, maybe?
Shake Shack, maybe.
You know what? I'm going to go down the rabbit hole for 2 seconds. National food chains that do well on Super Bowl. All right, I got a list. So, like you said, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's, Little Caesars,
Pizza.
Blaze Pizza, which is, I feel like you have to go to Blaze though if you like it.
I remember saying Five Guys might be doing good on Super Bowl Sunday.
Trevor, my man.
Five Guys. He thinks Five Guys. Okay.
They
They are kind of pricey though.
They are a little pricey. Let's see what else. Never heard of Round Table Pizza.
Yeah, Round Table Pizza. It's a West Coast. Company.
How can I forget these? Well, besides Buffalo, but Wingstop,
Yes.
Popeyes, Hooters.
We're going to Hooters.
Hooters.
Too bad they're closed.
Beef O'Brady's. I don't know what that is.
Beef O'Brady's is a southern place, I believe.
And then Applebee's.
Yeah.
But why would you want to go sit out for the Super Bowl? I mean, most of those places you can order out now, but
yeah. Thanks a lot to COVID.
Jersey Mike's. Yeah, but why would I want a dressed up sandwich? I want more.
What don't you understand about more?
More. And then they say for donuts, Krispy Kreme, but
oh yes.
I don't know. Subway, ew, no.
Christy's saying, how about Chili's?
I mean, that would fall under the Applebee's category, right? I mean
yeah, it's a chain restaurant.
Oh, they had up. I found a story on Super Bowl 2026 deals for main food chains.
Oh God.
An estimated 80% of U.S. adults are expected to watch Super Bowl 60. I mean, that's not a surprise. Up from 78%. An estimated 121.1 million will host or attend a Super Bowl party.
Nope.
Over 121 million. While a good number, an estimated 18.2 million, said they plan to watch the game at a bar or restaurant. Let's see. Super Bowl watchers are expected to spend more than $20 billion, up from $18.6 billion in 2025, with nearly 80% of the spending on food and beverages.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
So here's some of the deals, and then we'll get out of here. Applebee's free boneless wings Super Bowl deal.
Nice.
The restaurant chain will give you 20 free boneless wings with any $40 online purchase.
Oh, yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
Let's see. Buffalo Wild Wings, free wings for Super Bowl overtime.
Oh, the game has to go to overtime for you to get the free wings.
Well, let me read it before we jump to conclusions here. I can't speak. The wing-centric, try saying that 5 times fast, has 2 ways you can get free wings in connection with the big game. Members of the Blazing Rewards loyalty program who place a pre-order of at least $25 by February 7th, which was yesterday, to pick up on Super Bowl Sunday, get 6 free boneless or traditional wings. So if you made an order at least the day before, you get 6 free boneless wings.
Nice.
And if the Super Bowl goes to overtime, fans can get 6 free boneless or traditional wings on Monday, February 23rd. Not even on the day of.
Oh, or the day after even. It's 2 weeks after.
What else? Chipotle. Chipotle's in-game giveaway and Super Bowl nacho hacks.
Okay.
Chipotle has planned a game within the big game, giving 100,000 fans a chance to win a free entree. How to play. At some point after halftime and before the third quarter. Oh, I heard about this. Watch for a 30-second AI-generated video on Instagram Reels called the Chipotle Realist 30. It will include a text-to-claim code, and the first 100,000 people who text the code to 888-222 win a free entree.
Nice.
That sounds like something you would do. Like you're going to be looking out for it.
I know. I literally had Chipotle a couple nights ago after I got home from work, and it was amazing.
Let's see. Oh God, Denny's. Who's going to Denny's for the Super Bowl? The
America's Diner's always open.
The diner destination has a 20-piece boneless wings party pack. You can mix and match as plain or with either barbecue or buffalo sauce. All right, that's really not much. I don't give two shits about Subway. 7-Eleven Super Bowl deals on pizza, wings, and beer.
That last part has my attention.
Members of the 7 Rewards and Speedway's Speedy Rewards loyalty programs can get a second whole pizza for $3. Okay.
Ain't selling the pizzas, whatever.
It's not great. It's not great.
It's cardboard.
Starbucks free coffee deal on day after Super Bowl. Again, after.
Well, I mean, I think tomorrow makes sense, though. It's the day after the hangover you get from the game.
I get it. Oh, Carl's Jr.
Hardee's. Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, yes.
Members of the Carl's Jr. My Rewards loyalty program can get a free hangover breakfast burger on Monday, February 9th.
You know what's hysterical? I actually got a notification about that on my app from Carl's Jr.
Did you?
Because SDFC has a deal. If they win a home game, you get a free burger the following day after the game's over.
Huh. Here's some other ones. Albertsons. That's a supermarket, though, isn't it?
Grocery store, yes.
Let's see. It can help with flash delivery service. You can pick up as soon as 30 minutes after ordering.
That's good.
All right. Aldi and Uber Eats. Through February,
Uber Eats has that commercial, I think, with Matthew McConaughey.
Through February 8th, which is today. Get 30% off your Uber Eats order of $60 or more on Aldi snacks, dips, and appetizers.
Okay.
Oh, one of my favorite places, Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza and Wings. Through Super Bowl Sunday, the pizza restaurant chain has 2 game day bundle specials, the $29.99 pizza, wings, and knots bundle with a 1-topping pizza, 6 knots, and 5 wings, and a $39.99 pizza, wings, and salad bundle with a 1-topping pizza, large salad, and 10 wings. It's not bad.
No.
I've never heard of some of these other places. But yeah, basically, it seems like every place has a deal for the most part.
Not a surprise either.
Why wouldn't you, as a food place, have a deal? God, Golden Corral. I feel like that place died years ago.
Golden Corral.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have many of them out here in California, sadly.
Go Puff. Oh, that's a delivery service. Go Puff is like Uber Eats, right?
Yeah, I think they're mainly for beer, I want to say.
I think it's like ice cream and beer, things that are more
beer.
Oh, Grubhub.
Hey.
Want your big game buffet brought to your door. Delivery service Grubhub now has no delivery fees on orders of $50 or more for the Super Bowl. Man, how many places do they have on here? Instacart.
Hey.
That one doesn't make any sense for the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe.
Let's see, they have anything. Outback Steakhouse.
No rules. Just right.
Just got to go get a bloomin' onion.
Bloomin' onion.
I still have never had a bloomin' onion, though. Am I missing out?
Maybe a little bit.
Is it worth all the hype people make about it?
At least give it a try is all I ask.
No, that's fine. But like, is it like everyone makes a big deal when I tell them I've never had a bloomin' onion before? Like,
how could you?
Is it really that big of a deal? How would you rate a bloomin' onion on 1 being the worst and 10 being the best?
I mean, like maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10.
So you're saying it's worth trying?
It's worth at least trying, sir.
What is it? Because I don't know what a bloomin' onion really is.
It's a giant onion that they deep fry and serve with a really good sauce.
That's it? That's all it is?
Yeah.
Is it crispy onion or no?
Yeah, crispy onion, yeah.
Because I don't like flat onions. I like when they put crispy onions like on sandwiches and stuff.
Sir, we got to get you out of New York and come to the left coast for like a week when the Yankees come out here to play the Padres. So
I spoke to my mom. I said I'm going to try and
so I can take you to so you can have a couple of California burritos and some good craft beer out here.
just got to be careful because my stomach is a little iffy sometimes with some of
No,
that
don't
stuff.
worry. We put French fries in our burritos out here.
That actually sounds pretty good.
That's why
Actually,
it's called the California burrito.
yeah, I haven't seen. I that's why I can't judge like a certain somebody who used to judge California for no reason here. I've only been to California like once or twice, and it was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
Like I've never had In-N-Out.
Okay. I'm making the list now then, if that's the case.
And everyone keeps telling me, "Oh, if you go to the West Coast, you got to have In-N-Out." I'm like,
You
I
have to.
I have to make sure I can eat there because of the allergies I have. But I don't know. Are they? This is a dumb question, but are they like a peanut oil facility or no?
Not that I know of. I think they use sesame oil, I think, for their stuff.
Oh, I can do that then. Okay. All right. So
I mean-
then I can eat.
I mean,
there.
and if you really need to, you can get your burger in a lettuce wrap, buddy.
No. I'm fine with buns. I don't like lettuce wraps. I think that's kind of. My favorite is when someone says, "Oh, I'm going to order in a lettuce wrap," but then I don't eat it.
They got to take you to In-N-Out, Jack in the Box.
I've never been to Jack in the Box either.
It's a San Diego staple. They've been around for 75 years.
By the way, is California Pizza Kitchen really California?
Yeah, they actually started in, I believe, in Hollywood or LA.
I don't think I've ever had. I've wanted to try California Pizza Kitchen. Oh God, I'm giving you like all these places that we're gonna.
I'm trying to remember if because I think they were in Hollywood. I want to say when they opened up. Yeah, Costa Mesa, California, so in Orange County.
I'm trying to think what else I've never. What are the California staples I really got to try?
If you're a salad guy, they have a very good salad at CPK too.
I'm not opposed to it.
Barbecue chicken is their staple.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a chicken Caesar type guy. Like,
Hail Caesar.
so they got a good like barbecue chicken Caesar.
They do. They got a very good barbecue chicken chop salad and a very good barbecue chicken pizza. Flat crust too.
Oh, okay, that sounds good.
Sign me up.
I mean, probably have to do it in like a 3-day trip. Probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Yankees are out here, I think, Labor Day weekend, I want to say.
Because it doesn't make sense to go across the coast unless it's 3 to 4 days, probably.
Yeah.
At least anything under 3 days makes no sense to travel from East Coast to West Coast.
Let's
really.
see.
But watch, you and I are going to start like doing shows out there, like in the same place. Like, wait, they're together.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Exactly.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh,
well,
God,
I think we should probably get out of here so we can go and eat and get ready to watch the game.
the next ETV show, Food Ventures.
Food. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, she meant to say food. Yes. Hey, Christy, that. All right, now you got to add that to the benchmarks list. Food, sports and food.
Sports and food.
That one.
By the way, I applaud Front Office Sports for having a account called Stadium Eats on Instagram that I follow very closely.
Yes, and of course, what happens when I go back over to Twitter on our network account? Now I'm getting all food things popping up on the feed.
Stop listening to us, you idiots. Speaking of Stadium Eats, lo and behold,
Instagram and Facebook and Twitter stalk us. They listen.
They're selling a freaking burger for $180.
Wait, at the Super Bowl?
At the Super Bowl.
Okay, now I have to go down one more rabbit hole. Super Bowl 60 food prices.
So,
I found it.
So, designed for sharing, the LX Hammer burger features braised bone-in beef shank.
Oh my
Point
God.
Reyes, blue cheese fondue, and a house-baked brioche bun.
Oh my, that sounds amazing. Even though that's probably not a good food to eat while sitting at the Super Bowl, but.
What else do we have? Anything worth noting?
I'm looking around. Here we go. I found the full concession menu.
Heinz is also selling a 7-pound keg of ketchup ahead of the game today.
What? A 7-pound of ketchup?
Heinz has released a 7-pound keg of ketchup ahead of Super Bowl 60. It holds 140 ounces of ketchup and is 19.5 inches tall as of last week.
But what are you doing with that?
I have no clue what the hell you're doing with that.
But here, I have a full list from USA Today, and they have the prices with the food also. Chinatown dog, $20.
Ooh.
LX Burger, which you said 180, which has a Mirapox demi glace, which was, I don't know if you said that, but, and then, like you said, blue cheese fondue on brioche. Is it bulgogi? Is that how you say that?
I believe so, yeah.
Bulgogi cheesesteak?
Yep.
$18. Regular hot dog, $10. That's expensive for a hot dog. Languisha sausage, bacon cheddar bratwurst, and hot link for $15.
Hot links.
Gilroy garlic steak fries.
Gilroy, by the way, for those who don't know about California, that is the onion capital of California, and all your onions usually, or no, that is the garlic capital of the state, and all your garlic comes from Gilroy, California.
Or not fries, fritas.
Yeah, fritas. Yes, those are good.
$30. Nachos are only $4. That's pretty good.
Is it the standard, like,
I don't know. It just says
tray? I'm guessing it's like the tray with just the bag of chips and the little small thing of cheese.
That would be fucked up if that's what they did. Like, oh, it says nachos $4, and then right after it says chips $6. Spicy pork noodles, I guess for the international crowd.
Well, there's a huge Asian population in Northern California, which makes sense.
Especially at Oracle, right? For the Giants.
Yeah, they sell really good noodles at Oracle Park.
But they have like a Japanese menu, I think, at that park, don't they?
I think they're all over. Japanese, Chinese, Korean, you name it. It's all there.
That's why I think they get rated like the best when it comes to international food.
They're one of the best, yeah.
Chicken tenders and fries, $18.
Chicken tendies and fries, can't go wrong.
Pretzel sticks, $10. And then they have a charcuterie board. Whatever that is. Doesn't say what's on it, though.
Oh, well, cheese and meat, maybe a glass of Pinot.
Okay, now the list that comes, the drinks.
Oh, boy.
Premium canned beer. How much?
$20.
I'll give it to you. $19.
Yeah.
Wine by the glass and then by the bottle. There's two prices.
Okay, by the glass, it's probably, I'd say, like 30, and then by the bottle, I'll say 150.
Lower.
20 and 50.
All right, I'll give you the glass one because that's $17.
Oh,
now,
wow.
Now, what's the bottle?
I'll say probably 80 for a bottle.
Oh, close enough. 68. American canned lager.
So Budweiser, Coors.
It doesn't say brand. It
I
just
know.
says
I'm just
canned
trying
lager.
to, think. Miller Lite.
You would know better than me. To me, this seems pricey, but maybe you know better than me.
I'll still say 20.
No, a little lower.
17.
$17.50.
17's about average, I'd say, for that.
Because to me, that seems pricey because maybe I just don't drink when I go out to games. But
And it's probably a 25-ounce tall boy, too, so that would probably make sense.
canned cocktails. Ugh.
So Cutwater, probably $16.50.
Close enough. $17.50. Halftime show. Oh, God. Halftime show margaritas. So they have a single and a double.
Ooh, I'll go single is going to be...
This is expensive.
15 and 20.
Close. It's closer, a little over 20.
20 and 25.
Okay, so the single is 23.
Ooh.
The double is 36.
Double.
It almost makes sense to buy the double at that point because you're only paying $13 more.
Yeah.
Mixed cocktails, single and double.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to spare you. It's the same prices.
Okay.
They're both 23 and 36. Aquafina.
Water.
Bottle.
$15.50.
No, lower.
I'll go 8.75.
I'll give that one to you. $8. Oh, and then they say how the items are prepared. Let's see. Some of the items include Silicon Valley Grande nachos, the Chinatown dog, and the Super Shucker Hog Island oyster sampler.
That didn't surprise me for the Bay Area.
But that's the food and drinks. I don't know what performance this is right now that they're doing on the field.
About 40 minutes. We're about 40 minutes away from kickoff.
Yeah, so
40 plus, give or take.
We got to get moving, but we are technically the last live show before the game heads into action. So I can smell, because I have a vent right here, an air vent, and I always smell the food when it's being made, because the kitchen is like literally right below me right here.
Yep. There's been a nice smell-sation of brownies and now burger meat.
Yeah, like we're having the whole taco meat nachos with the Velveeta and the salsa. And yes, we're making you hungry. So go make your food if you haven't made it yet.
As long as you haven't been watching the pregame since 4 a.m. Pacific time.
Hopefully you've watched with us and you enjoyed our, I'll spend the last minute or two here just saying thank you to everybody for, we did a really good job this year with the amount of live programming. I'm hoping by this time next year, we fill it out the entire Friday through Sunday. Maybe next time I'll expand some of the slots to 2 hours so we can actually fill some more time. Maybe you and I will switch the days around and maybe we do a show on Friday, maybe, and then we'll do a 2-hour version possibly, or we just do a 2-hour version because that's what we pretty much did.
What else is new?
But thank you to everybody. Success for the Super Bowl. Unnecessary wagers, ETB Lounge, football forecast, Gridiron Gridlock. What else am I leaving out? Zan Zinger and Gridiron Gurus, us, Press Row. Did I leave anybody else?
Our post-game show for the evening, and then getting to other regular programming with the Olympics later this evening.
Ironically, you are the torch passer.
Literally and figuratively, yes.
Yes, I said that on purpose.
The torch has been let the games begin.
So we'll see how long. I don't know how long the post-game show is going to be. I told the guys at least an hour because I think we'll do some good viewage during that.
I mean, I think that will probably do very well, honestly, with the instant reaction when the game concludes.
So make sure you join us after the game. Go enjoy the game. Super Bowl 60 from Santa Clara. Seahawks, Patriots, -4.5 spread, over under 45.5. If you're still looking to bet out there, it's getting close. So if you haven't put it in now, before you miss your opportunity. Anything you want to say about how the weekend went before we head out of here?
No. Now we just got to get through the game, and then we put a bow all week on ETB Network programming starting on Monday with the Lounge.
It's so weird, like when the Super Bowl comes up, and like we did all this programming leading up to the Super Bowl. Now you're like, you can breathe again.
All the hard work of the last 21 weeks of the season has finally paid off.
Yeah, and on next week's Press Row, I'll talk about again how we're expanding upon that programming in a different way, a little bit more. But if you want to check us out across social media, for us at Press Row ETB, across social media. Once the Super Bowl is over, we're going to try and do some more clips and really get some stuff out there. I'm going to put up the Scott Farrell interview at some point tomorrow. You definitely want to check that out, I promise. Because that went off the rails quicker than any interview we've ever done. In a good way.
First 30 seconds, it was great.
Follow Empty the Bench Network at ETB Network across all social medias, including YouTube, youtube.com/ETB Network. Like, subscribe, watch on YouTube so our hours can grow so we can get to those 4,000 watch hours. We're about halfway there. And yeah, so successful The post-game show is after us, so go enjoy the game. Go enjoy the food. Probably not going to watch the halftime show. I have really no interest in it. No offense to Bad Bunny. Let me be very clear. I'm not like some other people who, it's in Spanish. I can't understand it.
Turning Point USA.
Which is so stupid. Let's go watch the Turning Point USA halftime show with Kid Rock.
No.
Morons. Until then, enjoy the game. Have a good night. And I'll see you with Tom and Ben after the game. You'll see Callan way later at 1:30 a.m. Eastern time for a recap of the Olympics, including the Lindsey Vonn injury, which is kind of put a little downer-ish on the Olympics.
A bit of a downer to a day, though, but seeing 2 USA gold medals today in figure skating and in downhill skiing.
Yeah, so that's it. We look forward to doing this again next year, hopefully with some more coverage, but enjoy the game, and we'll see you on Wednesday for the full version of Press Row. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you then.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.